Chapter 13. Breaking Down. Harry has been staying with me, trying to comfort me, but I honestly didn't know what to think. I was just trying hard to keep myself together from breaking down, and I think Harry could see it. I'm still trying to process it all, and since Harry had witnessed some of it, I knew he felt the same. The reasoning of why Snape would do this doesn't make sense, let alone the anger. I don't think I've seen someone, let alone a teacher like Snape, act like that, he said. I know, Harry, trust me, I responded. I've been thinking the same thing. One thing I do know is that he can be unpredictable and mysterious. I've only begun to see a bit of his soft side. He has a soft side? I hit his arm lightly as he chuckled and I giggled. Not funny, Harry, but it's true. He does have a soft side. Not many people see it, however. He keeps it hidden. Hard to believe with how he can be. I know you both don't see eye to eye, but what about during year 3 when he saved us from Remus when Remus turned into a werewolf and couldn't control himself? He shielded all of us. Or when in year 1 you thought he was trying to get to you but was in fact saving you. I mean, no offense, Miranda, but I guess so. There may be many things that neither of us truly know of. He has a dark side, but also some good in him too, even though it isn't shown in the best of ways. That much I do know. Well, you've been spending some time with him. I'm starting to believe lately, Harry, that besides my excellence in potions, he has a soft spot for me. I think the combination of how he is why I feel the way I feel about him. It's possible, I guess. I'm sorry, Harry. I know it's weird to talk about, or hard to comprehend fully. Hell, I'm still trying to understand it myself. No, it's fine, Miranda. I'm sorry. I just don't know the right thing to say or how to help you. I reached out and laid my hand on top of his for a moment. You being here and keeping me company for a while is helping, Harry. I didn't want to be alone, honestly, anyway. He doesn't hesitate or flinch or move his hand away from mine, but smiled sweetly instead. That's why I decided to stay for a bit, he said after a moment of comfortable silence. Neither of us said anything until he said, I know it may be a bit awkward talking about him, Miranda, but what you and Snape did is strictly between you and him unless you're willing to tell me, Hermione, or Ron. It's just a little weird for me to think or hear, considering girls confuse me altogether. I didn't say anything except I gave him a stern look, and he said, other than you and Hermione, of course. That's why I only said so much, because it would be awkward for me to speak out loud and for you guys to hear, considering he's one of our teachers, and both of us can get in serious trouble for this. Look, I know I have certain opinions about Snape, but if you do feel a certain way about him, I'll be with you for support. I smiled softly. Thanks, Harry. He looked as if he wanted to ask something, but was too embarrassed and too tongue-tied to say anything. What is it? I asked. What do you want to know? You two really did it, right? Yes. Why? He didn't say anything as he shuffled, acting off. My eyes got wide, getting to what he was trying to ask. To answer your question, I stuttered as he looked at me. Since it was my first time, it felt magical, no pun intended, if that makes sense. I mean, one can't imagine the first time, but somehow, with Snape, it felt right and good. I don't know how else to explain it unless a person experiences it too. I understand, Miranda. No need to go further into details. I giggled, knowing it was probably awkward, but hey, we're best friends anyway. Him being shy to ask, that was adorable. Wait, did I just call my best friend adorable? It doesn't excuse what he did to you, though, Miranda. Plus, you're a student. Dumbledore would be the one to punish him, and not you. I know it doesn't, Harry, and I don't think any of us bloody know why he lashed out so harshly. It depends on what Dumbledore decides to do and how to handle it, I suppose. I asked curiously as I was fighting back tears. Hey, Harry, who do you think did it? Who do you think got the word out about Snape and me doing that together? I know it wasn't any of you. None of you would ever do that to me. Honestly, Miranda, I think it was Malfoy. You think it was Malfoy? But why? I've never done anything wrong to him, Harry. Don't forget that it's Malfoy we're talking about, Miranda. If it was him, then how? I don't know, Miranda. Although he did somehow find out in the past about the kiss he and I shared. I responded, thinking back. Exactly, Miranda. Wait a minute. So, you think he's somehow stalking us or getting the information from someone else, and that's how he's been secretly finding out all of this? Honestly, I'm not sure, but it's a possibility. I won't rule it out. I'm sorry, Miranda. No, it's alright, Harry. I appreciate it anyway. Everything is so confusing and overwhelming that I almost want to break down. Ugh, this man is already starting to put me through hell already. Bloody freaking hell. I took a shaky breath, but it didn't help. I didn't realize I was crying until Harry got closer to me and wiped the tears away that were streaming down my cheeks. Don't cry, Miranda. I hate seeing you sad. Look, you're beautiful, smart, and kind. You don't deserve someone who will break you down like that. You deserve to be treated right. I smiled softly at his kind words with wide eyes. That was the sweetest thing you ever said to me, Harry. Thank you for saying that. Really. That's the last thing I'd expect to come out of his mouth. He chuckled and blustered lightly, not able to respond back right away. Oh, my word, Harry Potter is actually shy for once. I giggled as I watched him. Well, Harry, it looks like you're blushing. Then he playfully hit me, this time lightly on my upper arm. It's not funny, Miranda, and you better not tell anyone. My lips are sealed, I mocked by zipping my lips closed as I smiled. This reminds me of when it happened to me. There was a time when Harry was upset. I can't remember about what. I tried to comfort him and say kind things, which in return led to me blushing and him laughing because I was blushing. That's the thing about our friendship. Something can happen and somehow we joke or laugh to make ourselves feel better about the situation. Harry put some medicine on me that was left by my bedside as I was watching him being careful. I muttered, I know you may not want to hear this, Harry, but I don't know if I can forgive him for doing this. Yet I could try because of how I come to feel for him. I know you're not fond of him, Harry, but I don't know what to do. I know you don't, Miranda, but try not to think about it right now. Right now, you need to focus on getting better so you can get out of here. Think about it in time. He kissed my forehead and said, try to get some rest, okay? I want you to get better. I smiled and responded, knowing how much he cared about me. Okay, Harry, I'll try. The question is, can I forgive Severus, or will I completely break down and not forgive? Meanwhile, after Severus walked off, Severus's point of view. After Albus finally released his firm hold on me, I didn't say a word or look back as I simply walked inside. I continued inside my private room and sat down in my desk chair, contemplating on what just occurred. What did I just do? I thought about what if the events that unfolded and the way I acted didn't seem like me. It wasn't me. But why did I do it? Why did I lash out like that? How terrified Miranda looked, hitting her, and how she tried not to cry since she's strong but cried anyway. She must be afraid of me. It's no wonder why she didn't want to see me. I don't blame her. For the first time in ages, I feel incredibly guilty deep inside me for what I did. I don't know why I had to trust those students who were running their mouths. I'm not going to say by name where I got the information. There was more than one student who I heard about as soon as I got out of the hospital wing. I shouldn't have listened to them, and not only because of pure embarrassment. Maybe that is part or most of the reason why I lost my temper. Yet, what I previously did with Miranda could cost me my job. I never wanted to hit her, let alone hurt her, and make her cry a river. I know my temper got too high. Bloody hell, what have I done? Now I've done this, and I regret it so much. Why did I do it in the first place? I wasn't thinking of what was happening and said or being done. I'm so stupid. I should have listened to Miranda after all. I shouldn't have acted like that, and as a teacher, I should have had more respect for a student and a teenager. I flicked my wand as the books and papers got put aside and paused before me. I put my hands to my face and laid my head on my desk. I silently cried for everything I'd done, and I knew that Miranda wouldn't forgive me either. I feel like I can't even forgive myself right now. I know it wasn't like me at all. I wanted to apologize to her in the hospital, but Madame Pomfrey told me to get out. I was outraged, obviously, but maybe it was because she didn't want to see me. I sat there for what seemed like forever, crying. I didn't even bear to leave the room. I couldn't show my face to everyone and be humiliated, in case more people knew. I wish Miranda were here by my side, telling me it was going to be okay and that she forgives me. Just then, I lifted my head as the Albus had come in and I didn't even notice. I quickly wiped my tears away and completely sat up. He appeared calm, but I could tell he was outraged at me for my actions. There are so many words I can say right now, Severus, but I won't begin to explain the outrage I have towards you right now. I didn't say anything as I looked at him. You not only hit a female, but a student nonetheless, and disobeyed actions that should be well more expected from a professor. Do you realize the immediate damage you caused to her and those who witnessed it? I'm sorry, Albus. I wasn't thinking clearly. I don't understand my actions myself, but whatever needs to be done, I'll suffer the consequences. He stared at me for a moment before saying, Answer me this. Why did you do that to Miranda, Severus? I expected so much more from you than this. What were you thinking? Headmaster, I heard students saying that Miranda told everyone that me and her slept together. That was probably a lie, Severus. Someone had to have said something everyone knows. What did you specifically say to her? I told her to only tell her close friends, and that is what she said she did? Yes, but you should have trusted her word then, Severus. Well then, Headmaster, how does everyone know? None of us know, but maybe a student was secretly watching or overheard it all. I guess it's possible. But, nevertheless, it takes two to tango, Severus, and if you two really did it, you gave in just as much as her. I didn't say a word as he asked softly. I know she is a student, but how do you feel about her? My feelings aren't clear exactly, but I can't describe it. I know it can't be compared to Lily, Severus, and if you had intercourse with her, would you have if you didn't feel something deep inside for her? No, not really. I can tell that you are fond of her, Severus, more than just simply caring about someone. I didn't respond as I looked at him, and he looked at me with a certain appearance on his face that made me raise my eyebrows. In the end, I know he may be right. I don't clearly understand my feelings for her, but I am quite fond of her indeed. But is it love? I don't know. He started as he got my attention. I could fire or suspend you because of this, Severus. I know, sir, and I understand if you do. But I'm not going to. You should know, Severus, that Miranda wouldn't tell everyone except her friends because of the way she may have been acting this morning. They were concerned. You're not going to fire or suspend me? I could tell he knew I was crying, but hadn't said anything yet. I nodded my head, now realizing how wrong I was about everything. As much as I should for what you've done, there are other ways I can handle this situation with you personally. I nodded my head in response. You know, Severus, it'll be very hard for Miranda to forgive you for what you have done. I know the man that you are, but that wasn't called for, and very unnecessary. I looked down, ashamed. I know, Albus, and I'm deeply sorry. I regret it. I don't know what became over me to do such acceptable things. Yet, if she loves you, Severus, she could forgive you and let it go for the time being. Are you saying that's how I'll know if Miranda loves me or not in some way? Yes, Severus. No matter how inappropriate it may seem, even I can't deny or face the connection of what I can see growing between the two of you. I don't think I could be away from her for long if I tried, Albus. But there's no denying, Severus, that you did hurt her either way, and what you did will scar her for quite a while, I'm afraid. I know she's going to be. That's what partly bothers me the most of all. He glanced hard into me and could tell more now that I was crying because my eyes were visibly red. He stared at me. "Severus, have you been crying?" I nodded my head once more and muttered, "Yes." He looked at me again as I could no longer contain my huge burden I had been feeling. My eyes were watering up, there was darkness growing under my eyes, and I had a very regretful and sad look on my face. Then, as I sat in my chair, I started to cry as Minerva came in to see me bawling. Albus didn't know what to say or do for a moment, so Albus and Minerva comforted me the best they could, for they knew that I was truly sorry, and I didn't mean any of it. I heard Albus say, "Would you like me to talk to her tomorrow in the hospital wing, Severus?" I responded between tears, "Yes, please, just do something, Albus, if you don't mind. I want to be of help and find more about this situation for myself." Once I gathered myself to stop the tears and remain cool and calm, Minerva talked to me for several minutes by giving me a piece of her mind. After apologizing again, they left to give me space as I was just trying to get myself fully together. Just then, I thought that Miranda was probably going to be crying herself to sleep tonight in the hospital wing, and I wasn't there by her side to comfort her. I was afraid to see her now because I didn't know what her reaction would be. But yet, Abba said he'll talk to her tomorrow, maybe wanting some answers since he knows what's occurring between me and her now. I hope something well comes out of this. I'm starting to secretly see her as more than my potion student, and only certain people know this. I got up and went to my cupboard and got a bottle of whiskey out. I didn't drink anything else, however.